Hey everyone, we're back with Is Love Blind? A podcast where we're talking about Love is Blind, season 10 this time. I'm Neil, here with my co-host Shelly.
Hey everyone.
And we're talking about just a real disaster. Oh man, Chris is awful.
Ooh, what happened to Chris?
Alcohol. he was to be fair, it does not excuse bad behavior in any way, but he was hammered, I'm pretty sure. But boy, it really brought out a lot of those things his inhibitions probably kept in. I think he was being very truthful, and boy,
like he did
said
good
a lot of awful stuff.
What, maybe 3 weeks of keeping his true self in, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then it's like all of a sudden, like, because I was thinking back like to the pods. I did not have him pegged at all as the kind of person. I don't know if the way they edited him, they wanted it to be this kind of like shock factor, but I really didn't see any of this coming from him. And it keeps getting worse and worse.
It's like a train wreck where it's like you can't look away. It is a disaster in every possible sense.
Yeah.
And he's just digging, like, he's like, oh my God, I looked you up and you're like half a mile from me. And so, like, God, we'd be fuck buddies or whatever. Or like
not even like, hey, I think I might be in love with you. No, I think we'd be really good fuck buddies. Leave your fiance for me.
You know, I didn't actually think about that as I was watching that. I didn't reflect on that, but he never did actually say, I love you so much. No. You have to be with me. He's like, baby. Also, can I just ask, like, was he a plant? Maybe I didn't even think this is brand new information to me. But for real, is this a secret advertisement for the Four Seasons? Because at one point, motherfucker drops.
He did.
Hey, tonight we could just fucking go to the Four Seasons.
I have to say, though, if Chris is at the Four Seasons, the last place I want to be is the Four Seasons. So I don't know what kind of backwards advertising this is.
Oh, see, I was just thinking, but it was like the guy who was like, I've got reservations at Nobu because it's like a fancy restaurant, right? But Shake, that guy. And so this guy drops like we can go Four Seasons. And he's like, some people would probably be impressed with that. And I'm like,
probably.
I'm not sure if you're suggesting like she should be. Do you think it's impressive? Chris definitely thinks it's impressive. But having stayed at a Four Seasons, I don't know what he's talking about.
So I don't know if you know this or not, but supposedly, according to all rumors online,
he's a brand manager for Hilton. He's really shitting on the Four Seasons.
He's making me not want to ever step foot.
He's a plant against them. I get it now. But but what? Okay.
Who's Four Seasons competition? Maybe that's who he's working for.
Exactly. I have no idea who. But
no idea. But supposedly he's $60,000 in debt. So I don't know. Did you know that? You heard that?
No.
I don't.
I mean, like not like a mortgage, but like $60,000 of like, presumably like credit card debt. Or whatever.
I assume. Like, I didn't dig too much into it. I've just seen it in different articles or whatever. So I like this dude who's $60,000 in debt is going to, I guess, put Four Seasons night on his credit card to go have I'm assuming like a night with Bri, several nights with Bri. I don't know how this fuck buddy situation works in his head. Like if he'll spring for a hotel one night. I don't know. I don't know what's going through this man's mind, if anything, at this point. Like, I don't know if his producer just pulled him aside and was like, dude, we will pay you X amount if you just say the most outrageous shit that you can and you get us ratings. Like, I don't know what happened to this man. Like, because I truly didn't see this coming. Because I think a lot of times in the pods, you can kind of maybe sort of predict where someone's behavior is going to take them, or there's little hints. I don't recall anything that Connor said that would lead me to believe that he would be asking 3 girls for a foursome or tell a girl, like, leave your fiance to be my fuck buddy. Like, what kind of a
I mean, this guy is. I mean, first of all, this guy's off his fucking rocker because I'm gonna just have to argue, like, Bri is not discernibly more attractive than Jess,
right?
In any way,
beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, I think they're both gorgeous, but looking at Jess and looking at Bri does not scream like six pack. She also presumably doesn't work out 24/7. So I'm like, she's not a Pilates 25-year-old either, Chris. Like, you just want her because she's with someone else now. It's just he wants what someone else has.
But he doesn't love her. And he's not even pretending to love her. He's just wants her to be his fuck buddy. That's it.
Yeah,
that's
she's a trophy. Oh, now she's a trophy. You can see it in his eyes. There's a scene where he's suggesting it. You see he has these creepy, beady snake eyes. Watch him. Yeah. You can tell a creep. You can always tell a creep by their eyes.
Their pupils don't dilate, or they do dilate. Which one is it? It's like they don't dilate. Or maybe
no, they would. I think they would not dilate.
They don't dilate. Okay.
I would assume because I assume they're predators. So I assume dilated eyes usually is what is not a predator. They usually zone in on prey. So you usually focus your eye. That would be my guess. But watch, someone's gonna. If I'm wrong, please in the comments do tell me. I like science facts.
Yeah, no, I really think it's a thing with narcissists. Like their eyes are.
Yes, they don't respond. Yeah, they like. Yeah, there's something. But like, I probably shouldn't speculate on which one. I would speculate is close in because predators usually like they constrict their eye to focus like tunnel vision. Yes, and that's how like predators like hunt. And so yes, and we do that apparently under duress. You'll get tunnel vision literally like. And I was like, I don't know if I've ever experienced it, but so I think he sees her as just prey. Yeah, and then he fucking goes back and talks to Jess after her. What?
Oh my god! Oh dear Lord!
What was he thinking? It was the most absurd. I was like, this has to be just someone. Please, God, tell me he comes out and says someone told him to say that. Like, go back to her because that was demented.
Oh my god! So I understand. Okay, maybe he wanted to have a conversation with her, kind of just see how she's doing. Fine, whatever. But to ask her why she hasn't texted him, why would she text him? They broke up. Why is she responsible for how he feels when he, like, I guess he wasn't intending to break up with her, but he did the most shitty thing ever. She's still giving him the time of day to give him 2 minutes to talk, and he's complaining that she didn't text him. Are you kidding me? What was she supposed to say?
Look, of all people, I turn my stance around. If anyone ever on a reality show had the justification to throw a drink in someone's face, it was just to Chris or any of the three ladies in the foursome comments. Either of those three could have also done it, and I would have been like, I'll allow it.
Yeah. I think Priyanka
should have.
Yes. Anybody, like, what is this man? I just don't know what happened to him. I really don't. I don't know. Because presumably they're drinking in the pods too, right? They always have those little golden.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'll tell you a secret about narcissists.
Okay.
They can only maintain that facade around 24/7 for so long when they don't have an ability to recede back to like their base to like remanipulate, and like they thrive on like missing, like keeping you off beat and stuff. And so like he
lasted 3 weeks. I think I've heard most narcissists last about a month, depending on how often you see them. But if you see them enough, a month would be their breaking point.
It's hard to go past that
because like you're not seeing them as often, and if like the more space you have for them, the easier it is for them to pretend. But being with Jess every day, there was only so long he could keep.
He couldn't do it. It broke him.
It really did. It really broke him. Like, this is like a freaking.
They can't. Like, and once it breaks, they spiral out in a really bad way for like at least a short time, and then you don't know what's coming. But like that, he couldn't do it, man. And it was such a huge crash out. He freaked.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't do it. He couldn't maintain his, like, I guess, just inner misogynistic creep.
No, he really couldn't. Because there's so many, obviously he wasn't a narcissist and he just didn't want to be with Jess, which is totally valid. If you don't want to be with somebody, you don't want to be with them. Yeah. He could have handled that in a million different ways, and he could have been more sensitive to her. He could have just said, you know, it's not there. It's whatever. He didn't have to go stoop as low as he did. He definitely didn't have to go hit on Bri after and hit on two other girls after and suggest a foursome, then suggest fuck buddies situation, then suggest he's Andrew Tate, whatever the fuck that means.
Which I wanted to be like, bro, I don't think you want to be I was kind of like, yeah. You kind of are, I feel like. You kind of are saying that.
Why would like, you call yourself that?
Because he was like, oh my God. Because he wanted to be, he's like, I'm the martyr. That's what he was saying. He's like, now everyone thinks I'm Andrew Tate. And I was just saying normal misogynistic, creepy things to women, not really horrible misogynistic, creepy things.
I was just saying what every guy here is clearly thinking. That's
the line is not. Yeah, I was like, and then meantime, I just fucking hate it, man. I fucking hate it because the whole time Connor's sitting there, and he is. I feel like he's again, and maybe again. Oh, I don't know. I don't like it. I really hope Bri wasn't entertaining that conversation for a long time to like again get like him to step up. It seemed like a long time. Like a long time.
It might not be. We have no idea, but it seems like they were talking.
But here's the thing: if it seems like a long time, not on the like in the show, how much footage did they have? Like, were they like this? We just showed literally every word they had, and everything else is supercut. But still, or they were just like, "This is gold. Keep rolling."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's So I don't know if she wanted him to come say something. You could tell he was visibly bothered at some time, or they just showed a clip where he looked visibly bothered at something.
Yeah.
You don't see a direct timeline. I guess they just cut a reaction. But he did look and was kind of like, like, what the fuck's going on over there? And so, I don't
know how much he could hear, though, or like what, because I feel like a lot of these parties or whatever, they're very producer driven. So I don't know about that specific show, but I know from like The Bachelor, for example, you know, the lead is always getting pulled in all these different directions by the contestants, but they're actually not allowed to make those moves without producer permission, without producer being in their ear. So every time we see, you know, somebody going up and being like, can I steal you? Can I borrow you? That's producer led. It's not entirely like they have to get that permission.
Yeah. So
I don't know if Chris had that kind of, like, I feel like producers in this case would have been like, this is TV gold. And Chris is such a nice, Connor is such a nice guy that he's going to go over there and be like, oh, okay, let me collect. He's not going to, cause a scene. Yeah. So maybe they're like, it's a better storyline if we just let Chris and Bri have their,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is Chris's time.
Whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call that.
But Chris, I don't know if that's true.
Get out. Get out of the country. You're not safe here.
No, he should leave.
You gotta hide. Find the darkest, deepest hole and get in it because you're not getting laid anytime soon for sure.
No.
You're gross. You're gross. It's over.
No, but I still, but I do wonder if like it was a producer-driven thing for them to be like, no, you stay here and let them. Could be. I don't know for certain, obviously, but
it could be.
But wow. Sure,
but I mean, Connor, Connor. I'm like, but I don't know. I don't care. Like, someone could stand up for themselves. I mean, if they want me to come help,
right?
I'm happy to go over and be like, hey, what's going on? And then be like, hey, we can like, hey, let me grab you or whatever. Yeah. And then if the person tried to stop me, then I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, man. But like, I'm not just gonna go over and deck a guy because he's like whatever. Right. But here's the other thing. If I'm Connor and I'm standing over the side of that bar and I see how Chris is looking at Bri and leaning in and trying to touch her, the first thought in my head is, ooh, I'm gonna punch that face. I'm gonna punch that face so hard. I don't know if we'll have to say that on YouTube, but I don't want to punch his face as a human. Hypothetically, if I were Connor, I would want to punch him because He's being a real creep to my fiance.
Right. Well, Connor,
effectively, even though he didn't know it, literally trying to convince her to sleep with him.
Yeah, but I mean, Connor did say that, he trusts trusts her, and he knows she's not gonna do anything. And Chris is being so
oh, it's gross.
I don't know if these lines have ever worked on anyone ever. I don't know. No, just
honestly,
what girl is yes, I want to be your fuck buddy at the Four Seasons. Hell yeah. Let me dump my fiance and come right off in the sunset with you to the Four Seasons.
The Four Seasons, baby. The hottest chain in Ohio, which, oh God, by the way, I'm just going to throw this in as a side note. I looked at the seasons, and this is a real diss. Every season, Atlanta, whatever, Denver, Austin, I don't remember them all. It's not Austin. Anyway, they list all the cities. Ohio doesn't even, Cincinnati or Columbus doesn't even get a title. It's just the whole state. Every other season is a city by title. Yeah. And then Ohio, they're like, just all of Ohio. Just throw it all together. That's offensive, Netflix. Put the city, you jerks.
Well, I think it's Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus, right? It's all three. So
I think they
just grouped it all together because they were like, there's not enough people in these cities individually.
I know, but Seattle was also Seattle Portland. They didn't call that Seattle Portland even. They just but I was like, holy shit, they didn't even give them a full. They didn't even give them a full. They didn't give a city name. They're just like, Ohio, all of it. I thought it was a funny choice. I was like, that's offensive to Ohio. Give them that. Don't single them out. They're just because they're not have the hugest of cities. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Give some respect. But no, I think that. So yeah, and then I don't know. Bri and Connor are a whole thing.
So I appreciate how much he loves her and how much she recognizes how much he loves her. And it seems like she's into him and she's not 100% sure, which rightfully so. How can you be sure? You're not, I personally, these are just my personal beliefs. And what if I ever get married, I don't think I'll ever be 100% sure, but I think I'd be more yes than no. And I would walk down the aisle knowing that, because you don't know what life's going to throw at you. You don't know what situations are going to come at you. You only have the data that you have in front of you, and you only know so much about a person. You haven't gone through everything you're going to go through before you say yes. So sure. But especially in I don't know what week they're in now, week 3, week 4, maybe week 5. I don't know. It's ready for a wedding.
Not enough. Yeah, it's close. It's But
I don't fault her for not knowing yet if Connor is the one or if he's a lesson. Because I think she said, I don't know if he's the love of my life or a lesson I need to learn. And how would she know? Because in the real world, 5 weeks is you're just maybe talking about becoming exclusive with somebody at that point, around the 5, 6, 2 month mark. That's when that conversation's coming up. You're not talking we're going to walk down the aisle in 2 days here.
Yeah.
So I get it, why she'd need more time and why, and especially if she's not feeling like she's at her best self and she's not presenting herself the way she wants to show up for Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would she say yes?
Which I don't really understand what that means either. What does she mean when she says, even her family and friends are saying things like, apparently you're not seeing Bri's best. And she's like, it did sound like part of it was the stress of having to decide this in 10 weeks or whatever the hell it is. Something way too fast. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. That's too few weeks. That's too few weeks, Shelley. I forget I don't really pay attention every season to how many actual weeks are together. But yes, every time I learn that it's 6 weeks again, I am appalled because 10 weeks you might get me at 10 weeks of a real intense, but I don't think it's a good idea. But you'd learn a lot more. But 6 weeks is scary, and that is demented. So
I think all you learn in 6 weeks is the person attachment style and how you're responding to them and how they're responding to you. But you don't know if you can really work with that yet because you haven't done anything with it yet. All you learned is, okay, this person needs this during conflict or that during conflict. But you don't know what else you can do with it. You don't know anything at this point. So she rightfully so should say no, and she did. She wasn't So
of course. And I think, but yeah, and at points I was like, boy, Connor, stand up for yourself. She's even like, I'm really being a horrible dude. And he's like, I don't care, just whip me into shape, baby. Like, whatever you want to do. I got a mustache, I'm in dumpsters. Like, he keeps mentioning it. I just think it's funny he mentions it all the time. He seems like a great guy. He's just an average. He's like, I don't know, man. I do work. I work hard. Yeah. I'm awesome. I'm a fun guy. He seems great. And then she's kind of like, I know, and that's not enough for me, and I hate myself for it. He's like, I'll win you over. And I'm like, don't do that. Be like, yeah, you probably should like I'm awesome. Like,
but I think she does like him. I think he's just a different type of guy than she's used to. I think she's more used to like, oh God, maybe like the Chris type of, maybe not as extreme as Chris, but more alpha
males.
Exactly. And
or stigma males,
Connor is more of a beta, which I think is fine. Like it works for him. And I think she's going to come around to him. At least I hope so. Like, I don't think they broke up. I don't think this is a breakup conversation. I think this is I don't want to get married. We're going to continue the relationship conversation.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because neither one of them seemed that heartbroken about it, which I think, especially Connor, I think he would be. I mean, they were heartbroken, obviously, but it didn't seem that torn up about it. So I really think this was more, we're not going to get married now, but we're going to slow things down, see where it goes.
But like, I don't know. It feels pretty bad if at fewer than 6 weeks into a relationship, you have the question, is this my person or just a person who teaches me how to be loved? And I'm like, that's really insulting to someone.
I don't think it is that early on. I think that's a normal question to have. How would she know he's loved her life after 5 weeks?
Oh, I don't think Mike, that's not the question. It's not how do I know he's the love of my life. It's, are you wondering if he's just a person who teaches me to be loved? Is already a really that is a horrible undercurrent, because that means in 6 weeks you've already not lived up to some standard important enough for her to say that.
So I think there's a couple of things happening here. She obviously has very high standards. Fine. Connor maybe doesn't live up to some, maybe does live up to others. Is also like, I will do whatever you want. I love you. We're going to work on it together. Just be patient with me. I really think for her, she's just not used to dating a Connor. And she's not sure if a Connor person is the type of person she's supposed to be with, or if it's supposed to be someone more, I hate to say Chris, but someone like Chris, but without the grossness of Chris. Just someone who's a little more aggressive and a little more alpha. So I think she's just coming at it like, I've never experienced this before. Is this what love is supposed to feel like? Or is this just teaching me more about myself and how I'm showing up in relationships?
Maybe.
That's a guess.
I don't know, man. I think she needs to deprogram from the patriarchy.
I think she needs to get the fuck off the show and they need to go live their life.
If they go out together, that's fine. Yeah. I just think it's funny because, I don't think I think Connor seems like a great guy. I actually think they could be pretty good for each other. Yeah. I also think my problem is more, I actually don't think Connor has any problem living up to any standard as long as he's told the standard. That's what I think is offensive to me, is that Connor is, and I'm joking, like, if you want to be lovingly dedicated to making your spouse super happy and are happy, like if doing the dishes does make Connor, if Connor wants to do the dishes for her, God bless him forever and ever.
I think he just at this point loves her and just wants to make her happy. I think he really wants this relationship.
I do, but I don't think he's failed at anything, because she's like, she keeps going back to shit like, yeah, but did you see his apartment? And like, Connor, your apartment, I was like, he's a bachelor. He doesn't care or have a reason. men in many cases don't decorate or like put scented candles around. Some of them do, many do not. And so yeah, he's just living more utilitarian, and that is what many guys will default to. And so I don't blame him for that. I think he could step up, and I think he would be the guy who's like up doing chores and doing stuff and being like family guy. So I think he could be that for her. I think it's just like the turn is like, I just was like, you seem to be judging him based on a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with his current behavior.
And I think that's where she's coming from. I think that's why she called off, because she's like, I'm not showing up as my best self. I'm, nitpicking and all these things about you instead of just loving you and accepting you. And I'm recognizing that.
Yeah.
And so instead of moving forward at this point, like, let's just take a beat, let's figure this out, and let's just slow everything down. Because I think I said in the last time we talked about them, I felt like in 3 weeks, she was just trying to mold him into what she wanted him to be. And I think she finally realized, like, this is how I'm showing up in this relationship. Like, this person loves me. And all I'm doing is like, harping on all these things. And I need to slow down and figure out, how do I show up differently? How do I show up better for this person who's like been there this whole time and is trying to continue to be there? So
I agree. I
applaud her for cutting it off. Because I think she actually had some self-awareness there and was like, all right, I could be wrong. I don't know. But I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt and saying that she had some self-awareness and was like, let's just slow this down. Let's learn how to like be in a relationship and let me show up for you the way you've been showing up for me.
Yeah. I agree. I wasn't thinking about it from the perspective of like, because it's so much pressure, because it's such a compressed timeline, it's making her nitpick it versus her feeling also the situation out of, let me forget my expected. So I guess this is a thing I don't often think about much anymore because I'm too old for these dreams. But a lot of people who are not previously married have dreams of what a wedding day would be or whatever. And I think hers looked a certain way with a certain type of person. And I think, I think she was like, wait, it's not the dream, but is the dream not entirely what I want? Maybe it's the wrong, maybe my dream is this if I give this a shot and we both have to just work together. Yeah. And I agree. I think that's a good perspective. That could be.
I think she just saw Chris and was like, holy shit. This guy wants to F me at the Four Seasons. Connor wants to be with me, take care of me, wants to do things with me and be a supportive partner. And he trusts me. And so maybe it's just readjusting expectations.
Yeah, it may be very hard. That might be off-putting for someone who's not used to someone trusting them even. They're like, wait, it feels weird for you not to be super jealous and crazy. And it's like, no, you're fine. We're good. And it's like, oh.
It's so refreshing, honestly, to see that. He's like, I trust you.
But it's really hard sometimes. Sometimes people love that. Like, they want the person to be anxious because that's how they feel like they know the person loves them. But I do think that's a very unhealthy thing to do.
I think it's very problematic, though. Like, the only way you feel loved is somebody's jealous and like acting that way. That's very problematic. So I really appreciate that Connor was like, I trust you to take care of it. Like, and I'm here.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. I probably read that. I think it was just the way she worded it. I was like, to me, I also have demented brain that doesn't work right. So that sometimes things I'm like, ooh, that sounds bad to me. And other people are like, that sounds fine to me. And I'm like, really? That would made me feel like, oh, I'm sad about it.
I'm also projecting myself a little bit onto Bri, and I'm like hoping for she's doing the best thing here. I could be completely wrong. And
I don't think
the reunion maybe trying to stand off together. I don't know.
I guess I felt like it felt like a breakup to me, even more than we're definitely gonna maybe does the show not let you say anyway, we gotta get to Vic.
I don't think they let you say that.
Not let you say that.
Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to imply but they did say we're going to continue to work on things. I really don't think they broke up. I don't think that was a break.
Okay,
I think that was we're not getting married
good because I think maybe they could have much better. I think it was too much pressure for her for sure.
Yeah.
So well, maybe she was just. I think she had a very different dream, and this show may have confronted that, and that's a little scary. So,
but I think she's going to have a better dream. if she stays with Connor.
I hope so, because I think they actually would work really great together. I honestly don't understand what her problem is.
But I think she caught herself, and she's like, if we want this to work,
and I appreciate that. I appreciate that self-awareness is huge. I think that's the scariest thing for people, is to realize that and say something about it. That is very brave.
I'm assuming. I mean, again, I don't know, but that's my assumption. Is that why she did that? So
we're making wild speculation. What else do you have to do on the internet? Vic and Christine. I think we can move to them. The super couple of the season.
Thank God there is one couple who's just so drama free.
I don't actually remember any specific thing that happened in their storylines in these last 2 episodes.
They went to the spa together. They went to the spa.
Oh yeah.
They had a couple massage, I think.
I do what I think for me an interesting juxtaposition is Vic and Christine's are very they connected on faith, and they do talk about it. And did she go to church? Did they do it? I don't know, but I know it's important to them. But it was very interesting to me because it feels to me like they get along so well in all those aspects, and to them their faith is it strengthens and amplifies the other things in their relationship, as compared to a Devontae and Brittany, where it feels like they don't like each other at all. But they're but we both connect on faith a lot. And I feel like sometimes they're praying to feel like they should be getting married to each other. And I'm like, I don't think you should be at this point. I think you should be a Bri, and you might have to say we got to stop this for now. Don't get married. Don't just. So I do feel like their faith is the only thing keeping them together. Not that it's bad. I just feel like that's the only thing they connect on.
Right.
And we'll get into them in the next episode. But yeah, I think Vic and Christine connect really well on that. Yeah. They have the same in this number of we're hoping to do this by then. And I don't know. They're awesome. I don't know. What do you they look like they're gonna do great.
They look so in love. The way it's Christine ridiculous. Looks at it. It's ridiculous.
They both love each other infinite.
Yeah.
They love each other 3,000, guys.
It's adorable to watch.
It's refreshing almost just to see. To me, I don't have a lot to talk about because I know we're trying to get clicks and stuff. So I don't have a lot of offensive things to say about them or controversial things. I do think it's very refreshing to watch and very sweet because they also they both seem to have very secure attachment style and are basically yep, we got this. And it's just damn, they do.
I don't really advocate for anybody getting married on this show, but I want them to get married.
I know. I feel I honestly, this might be the only. I mean, I don't know if I say. Okay, I'm going to take a similar but opposite almost tack. I don't want any of them to get married, but I'll be disappointed if they don't get married.
Oh, I will be so mad if they don't get married.
I'm going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, I will.
I'm going to feel like this show is a lie.
They belong together. They just do.
If anyone on this show shouldn't. No. If I'm going to be disappointed about anyone not getting married, if anyone is going to get married on the show, damn it, be them. But I don't know. I hope. I don't think they're. And again, contrast them with Alex. They're kind of the one to contrast everyone against. Alex and Ashley. I feel like that's the other thing is Ashley, I think, has a secure attachment style, but he's so avoidant that it's making her insecure. Anyway, we'll get into that. Anyway, but yeah. I don't know. I think they're going to do great. I think they're going to get married. And obviously.
I think it's funny that they obviously didn't go to Cabo. They had their own private couples retreat in Malibu. I really think, and they probably met off camera at some point with the other couples, but I really think the first time we see them on camera interacting with other couples is at this bar situation.
Yeah, the mid-season party, baby.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they have. I think they have nothing to do with any of their couples. and I think you see a lot of discussion around that on the online about like, have they been tested enough? And I'm like, is it being tested enough, or is it being smart enough to not get entangled in other people's garbage?
It would have been interesting to see them in Mexico with everybody else and just.
Sure.
But I think they would have just kept to themselves. I think they would have been like, this is amusing, but we're going to focus here. Because I think they're both very mature people. So I don't think they would have gotten sucked into the drama, which is probably why the producers decided, like, you just go. You're not going to add anything.
I'll tell you what, not only that, sometimes it's really bad to have like a stable, sensible couple that's grounding everyone. And then it makes people look too crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, like I'm actually seeing a normal person in comparison for a second. Oh, that looks horrible now. And otherwise it's just craziness. You're like, well, that craziness is not bad in comparison to that one. Chris is being really horrible.
Exactly. All the girls, well, not all the girls. Some of the girls would have ran sooner if they saw Vic. It would have been like, oh no, that exists. Yet I'm putting up with a Chris. Oh hell no.
That's the thing. But they, and even at that party, they don't seem to talk to people much. So like, I think they're just kind of like, don't just leave us be. We are in love and we're getting married on this show and it's going to be great. And I'm like, bravo, you've done it. You've cracked the code.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what code they cracked, but they cracked it. Yeah. They're going to be the poster child for this show for years to come.
Yeah.
There's several poster childs, but they will be like
they're going to be up there. They're going to be up there. Sure. I think, God, we're going to get our hearts broken, Shelly. And that's
so heartbroken. If Vic turns out to be any different than he is,
oh my God,
so heartbroken.
If Vic has crazy skeletons in his closet, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna think my detector is broken. He seems like a pretty good guy, so I root for him. So I think they're gonna be great. They're a very good contrast to the catastrophe that happens.
Yeah. Thank God they're on this season. Otherwise,
it would have been a bad season for love.
Yeah.
Not for ratings. So probably, I don't know. I don't look at their ratings, but they're probably somewhere available.
There.
I'll look them up. I'll look them up sometime. So we're doing this another couple episodes in a row on the live. So we'll be back shortly and doing 2 more episodes. You can follow us on YouTube at Is Love Blind Podcast, on Instagram at Is Love Blind Podcast. You can find shorts and reels, and the full episodes are available. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. As soon as Apple Podcasts allows people to connect Spotify video to them, we'll be on video on both. The Spotify is now also full video. So you can see our beautiful faces every episode if you want, for some reason. If you want to, I'm sorry, but you can.
You can, we're here.
Other than that, follow us, give us a like, please. Subscribe if you want to. I know people don't like that. They think the algorithm takes care of it, but if you like the video, it gets us out there. We really appreciate that. I'm going to start putting hopefully end credits and links and stuff. So until then, did we miss anything, Shelly? I think we're good.
I think we got it all.
All right. Well, follow us and just get our name out there. And if you think something's funny, I don't know, put a laugh emoji, guys. Laugh emoji. And we'll see you in a couple minutes. We'll check you out next time.
Bye, everyone.